Good evening and welcome to Gourmet Smoke Session number 12. We're a few weeks behind. We had some technical difficulties when we were out in Big Spring, Texas, but we're live tonight from Winter Park, Florida, and we have our friend Brett Strand on with us, the owner and proprietor of the Train Car Cigar, where we hosted our number 12 Gourmet Smoke Session a couple weeks back. We'll bring Brett on in just a moment. I'm John Carney. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Flor Dominicana Cigars, as well as one of the three members of the Hacking Gourmet team. Tonight we've got a really special package for those cooking along with us or those who cooked before or will be cooking after. We've got a really great Texas-themed package this evening. We've got our first package ever that features dessert. We'll get into that a little bit as well. I've got a great setup out here in my backyard. I'm going to be cooking tonight directly on charcoals. We're going to be doing caveman style. We've got a really interesting grill cam setup. But let's get right to it. Let's bring on Brent Strand from Train Car Cigars and Bar.
What's going on, John? How you doing, man?
Fantastic. I'm going to ask you first of all, what are you smoking tonight?
Currently, I'm smoking a 2017 factory press by LFD.
Oh, nice. I'll be honest. So Brent and I were together out in Big Spring, Texas. We'll be showing the shop here in just a little bit. I was about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago. We put together a great event. They're one of the more unique venues in the planet. I don't know if your camera moves, but I wouldn't move it right now because you got it going good. But if it does move, we could take a look at your little courtyard area. It's one of people always ask me when I travel around. They're like, "What's your favorite place to go?" And it's never what's my favorite, but there's a handful of places that are really exclusively unique to that environment and that venue. And I would say, Brent, you and your wife have put together one of the top 10 most unique, I may even say top 5 most unique cigar experiences in the country. One, because of the unique Western Texas town that Big Spring is, but two, is their entire store is a train car. They have a caboose. The cigar bar is inside and outside, and they have this beautiful courtyard. So the question I have for you, Brent, is what inspired you all to go with the train theme, and was this something you always had planned or dream of yours? Where did this come from?
So I always wanted a cigar shop, and then in 2016 we started talking about it more seriously, and I'd asked some other shop owners. They said our town was too small. So my wife, being brilliant, said, well, if we sell the drinks, we'll make it. And we've been rock and rolling since. But the train cars were good fortune. We wanted to be downtown for sure, we knew that. We were looking at some other properties. And these train cars have actually been here since 1990, but never all as one business, always open, all of it available. And so we've done that, and so we've got 2 inline rail cars. And I will give you a tour in a bit, we'll walk through with the camera.
Sure.
And then I've got the caboose with the storage, but it's a nice backdrop for our stage, for live music. The big patio outdoor below, so we're mostly outdoor, but we've got our lounge, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, I tell you, man, if you ever have the chance, anyone that's watching, if you want to do like a 2 or 3 day cigar vacation, Big Spring is one of the greatest small towns. That's not really small at the same time, but it's like in the middle of the desert. There's this beautiful hotel across the street called the Hotel Settles. It's definitely easily the tallest building by like 4 or 5 times in the entire town. But it's like a little skyscraper in the middle of this desert town. I mean, it has this really eclectic old downtown area, and the train car is based right outside of it, right off the train tracks. And you can walk across the street, have dinner. It doesn't matter how much you have to drink because you can waddle back home, or somebody will give you a ride. It's less than a block or so away. So it's such a cool spot, and I always tell people, I just had some lightning. It's not close, so we're good. But I always tell people, if you want a little cigar vacation, check out Big Spring, Texas. Head over to the train car. Sounds close. We're gonna have to start cooking. We got some electrical storms coming on around me. Here's the blessing of being in Central Florida. But tonight, Brent, we got a couple fun things going on. First of all, before we get into the food, I want to talk about the reason why we're here, and that's for cigars. We have a special cigar that we made exclusively for Gourmet Smoke Session number 12. You can visit the Train Car gourmet.com and order these now, or you can call them up and they'll get to taken care of for you. It's $60 for a 5-pack of these. They're throwing in free shipping. It's going to end very soon on the free shipping, and the cigars are going to end very soon too, because I believe they've been out now for almost a month as soon as we got this going. But that's the Tren De Texas. It's a Nicaraguan Colorado wrapper. It's based off our Colorado Oscuro blend, Dominican Nicaraguan binder and fillers, and it's a medium to full bodied, a little bit of spice on it. And what makes it Colorado, you can look here as you see the cigar, is the color rating. Colorado is a color rating and grading essentially of a wrapper tobacco. It has a dark brownish reddish tint to it, as you can see there. If anyone has smoked a Colorado before, that's the product there, and that's the color. You're familiar with that color. But a lot of people ask, oh, so what's it have to do with Colorado? It's simply a color grading and a color rating. I'm sure there's a deeper story of how it got called Colorado. However, for all intents and purposes here, Colorado, when you're looking at that Rossini wrapper tobaccos or things that have that nature, are my dog's about to freak out. We got everybody here today. We got some guests coming over, which is awesome. I hear you got some guests over the train car. But this is the Tren De Texas, Colorado Oscuro. The reason that we picked this was I talked to Brent, and there's a few customers there that the Colorado Oscuro is their favorite cigar. So it was only natural we did that as has the train on it and the state of Texas. So Tren De Texas. And the next thing that's important, hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Grab yourself a cigar. We've got wine. This is going to be edible in about 2 minutes once after I show it on the screen. Yep, once I show it on the screen. But if you're interested in grabbing this food package, you can jump on hackinggourmet.com. Just click on the Gourmet Smoke Sessions, and you can see all the sessions that are listed here, as well as today's session. You click on this one, September 2nd, Session 12 package. This will take you right to that. So today we're going to be cooking a bone-in Cowboy ribeye. This is a 45-day dry age. This is the first time we've cooked a dry aged steak on the show. This is going to be a fun one for sure. I'm also cooking a 20-ounce filet mignon here today because I do have some guests. The guests that are here, actually, first of all, welcome. If you'd like to watch the show, it's right here.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful, right?
That's perfect.
The only thing you got to worry about is this camera and the train behind us. Fortunately, we're with the train car, so I can't get away from the trains. We do have the train here. But on top of that package today, we're starting off with Jamon de Cibal. This is Jamon Iberico, freshly carved. We're going to be using LSE, Black Truffle Salt. And for dessert, we've got 5 beautiful, yummy brand chocolate chip cookies. I know Brent and I have been waiting for these, and we're excited for that. But we have that package there for you today. You can jump on and grab that. And I'll give you a quick look at what I've got set up here, Brent. Let's go to the whole screen. I don't know what you got going on your end of things, but I've got this nice charcuterie board set up. I've got some cheese, the Jamon Iberico. I've got pumpkin crackers, date crackers, homemade pickles. Made some homemade pickles a couple weeks ago. I got a mustard cheddar and a Dubliner cheddar. I'm going to have some of this to get started. Please help yourselves. Now it's all up to you. And then, what else I got here?
Homemade cookies.
And here's the Cowboy ribeye. So this is cut from the rib of the cow. You can see it's dry age. It's got a little bit less spinellus, which is the rib cap here. When you dry age, you lose a lot of that there. Yeah, the pickle's a little sour, but they're good. But you also got some nice marbling here. This is a prime. But you can see here that we're going to have a little bit of breakdown of the fat. The fat's working through into the muscle. I'm actually taking this over there in a second. So you've got a nice dry age big. This is about 20 ounces at least. It's huge. And then I'm going to be doing a little bit of Brussels sprouts today. I got Brussels sprouts and onions. And then for smoking, I was going to smoke the Tren De Texas, Brent, but I'm going to tell you, the 5-pack I took home with me lasted about 1 day.
Yeah, my first 5-pack was gone the next night. It was, well, I got some we can ship them. So we've been shipping them. We've had people ordering, but we got them. Let's sell through them. So
Perfect.
I've got 5 packs. Right there.
Beautiful.
There.
And that
I'm looking at the wrong angle on the camera. So, and then I've got one of the cigars.
Beautiful. Move that a little bit further over. Yeah, there you go. Right there. Perfect.
You can tell I'm not Mr. Showbiz. I'm here to cook steak and sell cigars, and I'm going to listen to how you tell me how to cook it.
All right, so I'm going to show everybody what I'm cooking on today. But what do you got going on, Brent? What are you cooking with
I
today?
just picked up the new griddle. We used Blackstone before. I've got a Camp Chef. It's the Yukon 2-burner. It's got two 30,000 BTU burners on it, and I bought a flat top griddle for the top of it. And this is gonna be my inaugural cook on it. But we're doing Boy Scout camp this weekend, and so we're gonna bring this along to Scout camp. So I had to, break it in. I figured this is the best way to break it in. It's a lot more portable than one of those Blackstones.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to be taking something that I'm cooking today on something that's very affordable. This is what we're going to be doing over here. This is the grill today. I've got a fire pit, a hole in the ground. I've got mesquite wood and charcoal, and I've had that going for about an hour and a half, getting it warmed up. I'm going to cook directly on the charcoal today. So I've been telling people all along, I was like, oh, I can just cook in a hole, no big deal. Just give me a hole to cook in, and I'll have no issue with it. But today I'm going to be literally cooking in a hole in the ground. For those of us cooking along with us and eating at home, start eating your snacks, start drinking your wine. I've got my special wine glass with my dog on it. We got friends over here. I'm going to jump over to the grill cam. I'm going to put the all screen on so we can see what's going on. And this storm's supposed to be going past us, and it looks like it's going to, but we're getting a little bit of it, but we're going to be fine. But we're going to go over first, Brent. Do you have any olive oil on you?
All right. So you're gonna dip the whole thing in olive oil or coat it?
We're just going to coat the outside in olive oil. And we're going to take a little bit of our coat the outside. One reason we're using oil, the oil is going to create, it's going to cook up quick and stack. Since this is going to cook up quick, it's going to create a nice little crust on the outside.
We might get hit kind of hard here for about 5-10 minutes. Yeah.
And you're going to be cooking on a flat top, so you want that baby as hard as it can go. You want to hit both sides of your steak. And you're going to want to take the top off the
Go show this to the guys here.
All right. So I'm going to cover up my computer because I'm getting some rain. Brent, can you hear me? Cover this up. The computer. I have no issues cooking in the rain. Just take that inside with you.
Unplug it? Right?
Yeah. Grab your wine.
Brent, are you able to hear me, sir?
You don't have any. Got the black pepper. Pepper actually pretty good. It's super hot. It's so hot. The pepper goes. What pepper? That's 650. Got a 670 mostly in that area. That looks like bullshit. I wait.
Oh, really? Oh. So the Camp Chef Pro Series, I've seen those.
3 seconds. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And you can't fuck it up.
Hey, Brent, how's your, can you hear me, Brent?
You're okay with the rain? I just see like a blanket or something over your computer.
Yeah, it's raining. Just let everybody know there's a pouring rainstorm. And I can't hear me. And then we get to talk a little bit of what's going on. And just talk a little bit. And as soon as it stops, just blows, I'll get
I got mine filled. Go ahead and salt it, right?
Yep. Yeah. There's 1 minute, 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side.
And take it off.
So take it off. We're gonna rest for about 5 minutes.
Hey guys, so John is tending to some rain. He's got rain up there, so the screen with the towel covering it, his computer is covered to protect it from rain right now. You can see rain coming down, but we have the steaks about to go on. I'm going to salt mine right now. Should have done that before, but I was listening on instructions, so I'm going to get it salted with the Black Truffle Salt right there. And it smells amazing. So I'm going to get that. We're going to do about 1.5 minutes on each side of the steak. We'll take it off and let it rest for 5 minutes. Got my steak right there, and that thing looks phenomenal. So, you go up. John's fire getting built up there still. We're at about 35 seconds, 17 minutes and a half on each side. We're taking out minutes. All right, we're coming up on that minute and a half here. Oh yeah, got a great clear on that already. Yeah, if you can tell, my OnlyFans is really taking off. My camera's still right there. However, shop.traincar.com instead. John still doesn't have audio as he is in the process of dealing with the rain over there, but I see him tending to his fire. Looking at this thing. Oh, I can't wait. How are you doing? Pushing 2.5 minutes, so I got about 45 seconds or a 15-second flip. So we're taking off and let it rest for 5 minutes. So there we are. We got 3 minutes, minute and a half per side.
Brent, I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, I'm
So
back.
look at that. That's our first
So,
minute and a
we've
half
got-
on each side.
yeah, I've been hearing you. We've got a Class A deluge that wasn't in the weather report, and this is one of those
I realize
storms.
part of my problem is that there's a slight delay on the camera from myself. So I move my hand and it doesn't move. So I keep moving too far. So I don't know if you could hear, but I told the guys that that's why my OnlyFans never took off.
So we're at a class 1 deluge. I've got the useless pup out here with me. It's pouring rain. I'm drenched. The computer's covered. I do have my headphones on. The issue I'm going to run into now is keeping this fire going. I hate using lighter fluid, but it's pouring rain. So I'm using some lighter fluid right now to keep this baby lit. I do have a cast iron pan, so as long as I can keep this lit, I can get the cast iron on there and cook these sticks on the cast iron. But we do have a thunderstorm. The steaks are resting off to the side. It's a complete disaster. This is how the gourmet smokestacks has happened. I'm going to do something, Brent. I'm going to dare any cigar manufacturer, any sales executive from the entire premium cigar industry, any owner for that matter, or proprietor of a cigar brand. Oh, the dog is eating the steaks. UP, no. I dare any of them to throw this type of stuff together. We cook in the pouring rain and in thunderstorms. We cook in the heat. We cook in the snow. That's what LFD is about. That's what enjoying cigars are about. I'm not going to let anything affect the enjoyment of what I'm doing. I'm going to cook in the rain. I'm going to keep this fire going. And this is primal right now. This is very primal.
Well, we got this covered. We got it, man.
Brent, I think it's a good time, if you're in the resting period, to show the 5-pack of the El Tren De Texas again. We do have the El Tren De Texas that's available $60 online. You can go to the traincar.com. By the way, one of the more impressive things to me, Brent,
that you have with the train car is that somebody didn't own the website address of the train car.
I know. It was it was fate for us, that's for sure. So everything was like lining up when we were getting set up. It was amazing. And so yeah, if people go to shop, if you go to the train car, you can hit on the shop page. But if you go to shop.thetraincar, and the first item that's going to show up is the Tren De Texas. They are sold by the individual single, but like you said, if you for every 5 you add, we'll send them in the packaging with the information on it. Buy as many as you want. I'll ship them. We have $99 free shipping, but I have it set through Saturday that if you spend $60, you'll get free shipping on the site. That way, if you add on a 5-pack of these, throw on whatever else you want. If you pass that $60 mark, I'll ship them for free as well. I've got Andalusian Bull ashtrays, and you can click by category and see all the LFD cigars that we do have available on the site.
Great. So I finally got my I got my saute pan lined up, cast iron, getting that heated up. The reason I'm putting the saute pan in there, if anybody's watching, you don't want to go right on the coals with lighter fluid. It's going to taste disgusting, obviously. So I've got that in there, got it heated up. I do have some the mesquite wood off the side. The back sides of it are still pretty hot. So as soon as this rain dies down, if it dies down, it's getting harder actually. We'll get these, we'll get those coals going. But I think my pan's getting hot. Yeah, we're in good shape. Man, Brent, it is absolutely downpour.
Oh man, I see there's streaks in the screen, and then as I see the rain go by, and then all the rock around it is staying wet, which is tough because usually it'll melt or evaporate off pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, we're in rough shape here. I'm gonna go back on with my steak.
Well, on the one here, John, we're coming up on about 5 minutes of rest. Then we throw it back on and do it again.
Yeah, we're gonna do it all again.
Do about a minute and a half each side again.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Brent. On my end, I'm calling it quits. I'm calling it quits here. I've got the oven on inside. The show's gonna go on, and I'm gonna stay out here in the rain.
We're
just gonna cook.
You do this.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to cook on yours. That's fine. My fire is dying.
All right.
I'll cook it after the show. I'm gonna certainly need some alcohol.
I would imagine that. So that's that first side. So that's after 3 minutes, a minute and a half per side. We're going back. We're going hot here. We're back on the grill. So.
All right, so we're gonna go another minute and a half to 2 minutes. We got a big cut of beef here, so this is gonna be able to take a lot of heat. Also, we're cooking a ribeye. Ribeye's got tons of fat in it, so what we're trying to do is break down that fat. So this can handle a lot of heat. We're gonna bring that fat, render it way down. We're gonna render it way down, so this can take a lot of heat, and also we're gonna give it a lot of rest. So you're gonna go another 2 minutes on each side.
Oh yeah, man, it's smelling amazing. It is going to be delicious.
I'll tell you, if you want to know what man's best friend is, it's right here. He's outside with me, fighting the storm.
Hell yeah. I sent mine home for the recording. My wife just got back, Camilla, so. All right. We got another minute and a half on that side. We're going to turn that steak. Oh, yeah.
This is absolutely hilarious.
I've always wanted to have my own personal cooking chef, so
Yeah, this is what it is. It's funny you mentioned. I have a really good friend of mine, Joey, over tonight, and over COVID last year when we were locked down, he used to call me up and we'd cook steaks and stuff together. And he called me up and he's like, "Hey, I'm cooking dinner for my family." He's like, I got some prime filet mignon. He's like, "I want to cook it the way you cook it." So I'd sit and I'd go step by step with him, and that was prior to the gourmet smoke session starting. So it was
Okay.
part of the concept was to do that, and we used to do that together. And he's here tonight, which is real fun. There's a couple of things I want to bring up. One, double Ligero does great in rain. First of all, if you're looking for a great cigar in the rain, double Ligero, shit stays lit. And then second, ear pods by Apple. They're expensive, but I have these suckers in and they are drenched, and it's working fine. And then third, the camera that I'm using, I'm not sure what the brand is, but it is in the rain, fully functional. All right, so now you should be on the second side there.
we just
that
took
baby
off
over.
the second side. And so there it is.
Now this is bone in, so we can cook it on the bone side a little bit. So after you're done with that second run, you're gonna want to prop that up and hold it up on its own. It may stay on its own. You may want to do it on your own. Man, this rain is getting worse.
You want me to put it on the bone side down or the bone side up?
Yeah, bone side down. That's going to take and absorb some heat through the bone. And we're going to leave that there for about 2.5, maybe even 3 minutes. That's going to cook straight through that part of the bone.
Okay, 2.5 minutes, you said?
Yep, and that's going to make that part, when we cut into it later on, that's going to make that part of the bone, that meat there is going to be cooked up properly. We're going medium rare on this. The rain is getting harder. It's literally raining sideways. Friend, this is truly one for the record books, my friend.
What's that?
This session is truly one for the. This one is truly one for the record books.
Hey man, rain or shine, I guess we're gonna somehow get it. First we had too much heat, now we've got too much rain.
Again, I'm doubling down on my dare and my bet or my challenge. I challenge any cigar manufacturer, any owner, any brand representative, anyone to do a cooking session in pouring rain, extreme heat, or snow. We've hit all seasons. We've hit all weather. My beautiful wife is coming out with an umbrella. It's way too late for that.
We're right back here, Josh.
You should be getting close to the end on that bone there. You should be there for about 1.5 minutes or so. I'm going to grab a chair, Brent, and I'm going to sit down here in the pouring rain. This is what the cigar lifestyle is. For everyone that thinks it's all fun and games, you got to be ready to perform in any circumstances, any weather, any challenge that approaches you. Tonight we're doing that.
The challenge has been thrown down. Hashtag steak off.
Hey, not to give Brian McGee a hard time, my friend Brian McGee from Crown Heads. I mean, he bought himself a belt. I don't need a belt. I need a raincoat is what I need. I'll be honest, I really wish I was in Big Spring right now.
Yeah, I wish you were too, man. We should have had you come out a second time, but I can't quite afford that, and I don't know that you are supposed to afford that. So, but that's the beauty of this right here. We had you out already, and it was a blast. Oops.
So yeah, we can pull that steak off the grill. Give that another 5-minute rest.
What was that,
We're gonna
John?
you can pull that steak off the grill.
I got
We're
a
gonna give
crowd
that
here, so
another-
I got to speak over him. I'm going to do this one for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna pull that off the grill. We're gonna give that another 5-minute rest, and then we're gonna do one more, about 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side, real hot
right.
heat. We're gonna pull that baby off at the end, hit it with some salt. We're gonna give it about a 5 to 10 minute rest. Then we're gonna cut into that medium rare steak.
All right, so we are off the grill.
Really?
And we're gonna let it rest for about 5 minutes, is what I heard. So. John, while it's off, I'm going to show you a side and see if I should start pressing it on right now here. But... Hey, John, if you can see this.
I don't have the ability to see anything right now. So tell me a little bit what it looks like.
I'm going to press that on just a little bit.
So the key we're looking for here is rest. And when you're doing rest, we're doing a tempered cooking technique. So what that's doing, the tempered cooking, is slowly bringing the beef and the whole muscle up to the same temperature from edge to edge. It's essentially what you would do with a sous vide, but we're doing it with direct heat instead of immersive heat, which is what you have from sous vide, or you have indirect heat like you use in a stove or an oven. That's why with this technique, why we don't need to use temperature gauges, is because we're using the same temperature of heat, and we're taking it's the same heat, and we're more concerned with time rather than temperature. So time and temperature plays a role in immersive cooking. Time and temperature plays a role in indirect heat. But with direct heat, time is the most important because the heat is always consistent. I wish I could see the comments now because I'm sure they're hilarious. Yep, if you tuned in, you're here watching Brent Trent from the Train Car Cigar and Bar in Big Spring, Texas. He is cooking on his own right now. I have my steaks inside resting. I'm going to finish those babies off inside after I dry off after the session. It's raining sideways here in Winter Park, Florida. You've tuned in. You're watching John Carney sit in the rain and smoke a cigar and instruct on cooking.
Thing is looking phenomenal, John.
We certainly have earned this meal, Brent. I won't get into all the circumstances that happened when we were into the gourmet session in person, but it seems like the gourmet sessions have turned into a episode of Restaurant Impossible on a monthly basis, and this is only fitting that this is going on right now. I should have known this was going to happen. It's something crazy is going to go on. There is some sunlight here coming up, so hopefully eventually when that comes around, I can move over to sessions or been to one in person. They come together really well. But just like any hospitality business, it's full of absolute disasters and craziness. So this meal here that we've had and that we're having this evening is certainly going to be earned. And I'll be honest, these chocolate chip cookies, I was going to feel bad about it later, eating them. I'm going to eat probably 3 of the 5 myself because I'll be honest, I've certainly earned them. So we've got fun sessions coming up. I've got a baby on the way. I got the train going by here, train car.
That's going to be coming up real soon, isn't it, John?
Yeah, I've got the baby doing middle of October, October 19th. So we're going to kind of take a little bit of a break in terms of the gourmet smoke sessions just for the month of October. We do have some Acting Gourmet episodes coming up and a special edition Acting Gourmet episode with our friend Chris Rose from Tobacco Rose in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Chef Cole Averill from Lincoln, Maine. They'll be doing a special episode in the middle of October. They're not aware that they're going to be doing it, but they will be doing that. So we'll have that coming up. We've got 2 episodes of Hacking Gourmet coming up in October as well. And then also there's some fun events going on in the month of October in and around Orlando. We'll be doing 2 LFD events with our friends at Corona Cigars. So that'll be going on in October. Look for those. Those will be the 3rd and 4th Wednesday of October. And then also next week on Thursday, this isn't an LFD event, but it's a Red Meat Lovers Club event. One of our sponsors from the show, Red Meat Lovers Club, is doing a Florida sun-grown steak buffet at the Heathrow Corona, and that'll be next Thursday on September 30th. So I'll be there for that. So if you want to come out and hang out, if you're in the Orlando area, and you bring up the fact that you watched some of the show and it was raining and you saw this portion, come up and see me and I'll have a special gift for you. But our friend Evan Darnell will be there. They've got a great whiskey pairing for the evening, and Jeff Bershowitz will be presenting his Florida sun-grown cattle that evening as well for a great dinner. You can check that out on eventbrite.com. Just search for Red Meat Lovers Club, or you can go on Google and search Red Meat Lovers Club. I also shared it on my personal Facebook feed. So that's a fun event. So even though the baby's on the way, we've got a lot of exciting things coming up for the month of October, and we'll be back with the Gourmet Smoke Session in November. We actually have 2 of them. And the first session will be on Veterans Day, November 11th. We'll be with our friends in Fayetteville, North Carolina. That's the home of, I believe, the 82nd Airborne. There's a big military base there in Fayetteville, and there's a great cigar shop called Anstead's. We'll be doing a Veterans Day themed gourmet smoke session, and we'll also be celebrating their anniversary there at Anstead's. And we have a special cigar for that. That'll be called the Don't Tread on Me. The Don't Tread on Me cigar, $1 from every single cigar will be going to Cigar for Warriors that night. So we've got some fun things for that. We'll be doing a great charity event coinciding with that for our troops overseas to get them some fine cigars. And then on November 18th, we'll be back at Two Guys Smoke Shop in New Hampshire, and we'll be doing the Cigar Authority presents Joke and Smoke, featuring Hacking Gourmet and La Flor Dominicana cigars. We'll be cooking a 5-course meal from the Cigar Authority cookbook. I'll be preparing those dishes, and then Mr. Jonathan himself will be preparing his 4-slice meatballs. If you watch the Cigar Authority being on that joke. So that's on the 18th. So we've got 3 big things going on in October. We've got 2 great events going on in November, and we've got the baby on the way, so there's a lot of good things going on. The rain is slowly stopping. I might move over to my computer here in just a little bit. We should be close to the end of the rest period there. One thing I want you to do, Brent, I want you to touch the steak with your fingers, the flat backside of your fingers. We're looking for 2 things there. We're looking for heat, and then we're also looking for the give. It should really feel like this portion of your hand right here in between your thumb and your pointer finger. So that's what you're looking for, and the heat you're looking for on that is you're looking for room temperature, essentially. So if you've got room temperature heat and a good little bit of sponginess to it, then we're going to be ready to put that on. If there's still a little bit of heat, we'll wait just a little bit longer until we put that steak on.
I've got it back on. It was about 6 minutes. I threw it on, and I've got about 30 seconds left on the first side for a minute and a half. I'm going to flip it over for that last minute and a half. Does that sound right?
Sounds perfect. We're going to go 2 minutes on each side.
What's that?
2 minutes on each side.
2 minutes? All right. I'm going to go a little bit longer then.
Yep. And then we've got a little shout out to my friend Tom from Placencia Cigars. Tom's at Big Spring today, hanging out. Tom's a great guy. He was with us for a short time at LFD. We're happy to see him there at Placencia. And thanks for supporting there. Hope he's enjoying his time. But Tom, good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
That thing there tried to jump off onto the fire. They're ready to be smoked. I'm going to smoke those myself.
So we've been doing a lot of cooking lately on some of these flat top grills. If you've been watching the sessions, and if you've been watching some of the Hacking Gourmets over the summer, the reason I really like those flat tops is the ease of use, and the functionality is so expansive. You can use it for so many different things. But the reason I like it for steak is because you have a flat, even surface. The beef itself rests very evenly on there, and you can get it really hot. And if you're cooking just one steak on a large flat top, you've got a lot of heat spots. So when you put a steak down, it does absorb some heat and cools that area off. So when you transfer it over to another area, it's just as hot as it was when you put the first side down. So I really like the consistency with the flat top grills. The heat gets, that temperature gets very hot, and obviously we're looking for a lot of heat. I was really looking forward to cooking tonight because we got charcoal here, and I love cooking on charcoal. Obviously, we're not going to be able to do that here. We're going to go back inside the cast iron and finish ours off. But if you do have an opportunity, I highly recommend taking some time. If you're looking for a grill, these flat top grills, Blackstone is the big name in the flat top grills, but there's tons of other brands. You don't have to spend that kind of money. All you're really looking for, especially if you're looking to cook some great steaks, is a flat top that's got some good size to it, some good space. I'd say at least probably a 20-inch plus grill cooking area. and that's a really great consistent heat, and it works really well with his cooking technique. All right, we've got some rain flowing down. I'm gonna jump back over the computer here and see where we're at, Brent. Hopefully you're doing a good job.
Oh yeah. We're pushing about 40 seconds left here.
Well, that really sucked.
Turn that here a little bit. Maybe.
All right, so we've got some stuff here.
What's that?
We got some people commenting here. We've got our friend Matthew Tobacco, Chef Carney reporting for duty. Yep, he's always here. We've got Joe, our friend Joe Zepper says, "What's up? Everything's up." My friend Hector from Connecticut, we did a session with him at the Pen House, home of the LFD Lounge, actually. Hector, welcome aboard. And we got Khaled here. He said he's been trying, he's been eating. I think he said he's been trying, but eating. He's been eating to open an account with you guys, and it's taking forever. We were at partial capacity for most of the last 18 months, Khaled, and we're slowly back to full capacity here. We're digging out of the hole. We'd be happy to get you started here and take a look at your account and maybe get that going for you. So you can shoot me an email. It's Carney, C-A-R-N-E-Y, at lfdcigars.com. You can also go to lfdcigars.com and find my email on there. But shoot me an email, shoot me a message. We are definitely taking a list of people who are interested in open accounts. There's been a lot of premium cigar lounges opened up. So we in the last year or so. So we'd be happy to take a look at that and see what we can do once we finally dig out of the hole. My mother is telling me to be safe. And my wife says I didn't do the pumpkin crackers justice. These great pumpkin crackers from Silver Jay's incredible for the season. She's totally got me embracing the pumpkin things and holidays.
Well, John, I pulled it off, and we're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. Is that correct?
Yep, we'll let that sit for 5 minutes. Then we're going to cut into that baby, Brent, and we're going to have a taste and see what that goes. So 5 to 6 minutes. If you're not in a hurry and not in a rush, I recommend waiting 10. My friend Jim Price says, he goes, I hope that
I'm done with the heat. I'm going to take a walk around.
Yeah, let's take a tour here. Jim, there was enough stag sleep. I'm writing it out. I may have had a bottle, and the charcoal turned out not to be waterproof. And then my friend here, our friend Luis Castillo, LFD number 5, great stick. Yeah, Maduro cabinet's delicious. I'm going to tell you this double Aero, Brent, still going. But yeah, let's take a tour here. I'm going to switch over just to your screen, and let's take a look at the train car.
So behind me, you've got some cabana-style seating. It's against the wall. We've got a big patio out there. I don't know how my Wi-Fi will go as I start walking around. You can see the seating down below on our patio. Then we got our porch up on top here. Adios, Brandon. We're about to cut it up. Well, 8 minutes, we're going to cut it. 8 minutes? We're going to let it sit. Hey, you can't get it live.
I need a piece of paper towel.
That's right. Oh, Brandon's going to stick around and try it.
How's it going?
One more. Thanks, Howard. So I'm going to walk inside here and show you the humidors. This is my very, very fancy camera system, but there's Alicia and Jenny. How are y'all? We're live, y'all. There's Mr. Judd. Hi. Judd actually won a canvas at our steak-off event, which started all this off when it was Carney and McGee.
I got it hanging on the wall.
Heck yes. So this is the bar car. So operating out of train cars is really cool, but it is also extremely tight on space. So we've got these cabinet-style humidors. We pull nearly everything out of the box. And so not the best camera footage with this guy here, but we do have full liquor, beer, and wine as well. So then I'm going to try to get us down to the lounge. Am I cutting out or am I doing all right here still?
You're doing great. One of the funniest parts of when we did the gourmet session there is you have the train car serves food. They have great charcuterie boards, and it's excellent kitchen setup there. And I go into the kitchen, and there's a guy, the gentleman that works in the kitchen. I'm back there doing things, cooking. I don't know if he thought I took his job or whatnot, but I'm back there cooking, doing all sorts of stuff, and he shows up. I'm sure he's like, who the heck is this guy, and why is he back here? But it was great to have an assistant. And if you're ever out there again, they got great wine selection, great beer selection, great liquor selection, make some of the best drinks out there in such a cool setting. And at the same time, you can get food. So that made the session real enjoyable, having the opportunity to have somewhat of a real kitchen.
So behind us, yeah, you can see the gap. It's 2 literal train cars. You can see that gap there. I'm not going to go too far into the lounge because these metal thick walls cut out that Wi-Fi pretty good. John found that when he was trying to do a Zoom call before. But if we're still picking up here, here is the lounge. We do have lockers available. We got a bigger table as well with seating, TV. Got the lockers, about half of them rented, the other half are available. So if you come out work in West Texas or move out here, I got a locker for you. But this is our premium tobacco lounge. So we allow cigars and pipe smoking inside, but we do ask cigarettes smoked out. I think they're Wi-Fi. Down below is our stage with that caboose as an outstanding backdrop. And then a huge patio. And that patio allows seating for a couple hundred when we can do so. We're getting there. Let me check the clock on it. These guys want a steak in 4 minutes. They want a McDonald's steak.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We've sat for about 6 minutes on it, so we'll give it another minute or two. And so,
By the way, doubly hero, smoking drenched.
the last time I cooked a steak that thick as this one, it was 2018 or 19, and I did a sous vide on it and then just did it quick over charcoal as hot as I could get it just to get that sear. So this has been kind of fun doing this without any pre-cooking. This is all cooking on the grill. But that one I had to cut out and run back pretty quick because Island Jim showed up unannounced at the shop. And he showed up in his Jeep, walked up, and somebody who loves his cigars was walking to their vehicle, nodded their head at him and kept going. They thought it was like some mascot. They didn't know it was really Jim. So I called him to come back and meet him, but it was good stuff.
Yeah, Jim's a great guy, and you never know where his Jeep's going to show up. The one thing I like about this technique, there's plenty of things I like about the temper cooking technique, but I really love having a cigar while I'm cooking. And sous vide, yeah, is really precision.
What do we got there?
Tom Shavers, what's up, bro? Man, the weather is so much nicer there.
The weather is amazing here, man. So Sunday, maybe even Monday, it was like 102 degrees. The next day, the high was 84. It was phenomenal. Monday was.
We're waiting for that steak, Brent. What do you got coming up in the train car here in the next couple months to end the year? What do you got going on? You got any events going on? What is I know the gourmet smoke session.
We do so coming up December 2nd. We're still working out details, but December 2nd is going to be our 5-year anniversary. We've been in business 5 years as of December 2nd, so we're working out the details on that. And then in November, I don't know the details. Camilla's working them out on that, but this November I turned 40 years old, so we might smoke a cigar for that or something. So getting old.
Yeah, it happens, man. I got a special cigar coming in October. It's gonna be just for me. If you meet me on the road and we're friends, I'll share one with you. But I got a special Autumn Carney edition. That's going to be my daughter's name. That's not going to be for sale. I have no desires to be a cigar manufacturer or a brand owner by any means. Very happy doing what I'm doing. But I do have a perk of being the vice president of sales for LFD is when my daughter is born, I have a special cigar being made. So I'm looking forward to enjoying one with you and plenty of people on the road there. But that'll be coming in October here in the next few weeks, and I'll be posting some pictures. So that'll be something fun to have on the road.
That'll be great. Well, what do you think? Should I cut it?
Let's get into that, baby. What you want to do is cut it right down the bone.
Right down the bone?
Yep. and then we're gonna slice
Okay.
it. That should be perfect medium rare.
Perfect. All right, Brandon, here's our test. Now I'm gonna show my ass again, and I'll cut perpendicular to the way the bone was to go against the grain.
Exactly. Yep. Go against the grain. The reason you go against the grain is that creates a better texture for when you're chewing on it. So if you cut with the grain, it's going to be a little tougher. Against the grain is going to create a more smooth, a more tender, mouth experience.
Alrighty.
Ribeye you don't have to worry about so much. Same thing with like beef tenderloin, like filet mignon. You don't have to worry as much as you do with some of the other cuts. Ribeye, not as much, especially a dry aged one, because that fat's already been broken down. The fat's really what makes it untender when you have a fattier cut. That's why you want to cut it with the grain against the grain. If you have a more more of a muscular cut, like a flat iron steak, you certainly want to be cutting against the grain because you can have a really different cigar, really different eating experience if you don't. And when Brent's cutting into that, let's just jump back in. Tren De Texas, available right now, $60 free shipping. You can jump on there. It's already set up with a code there to give you the free shipping. You can go on the traincar.com. It'll ship right to you. Get those in. A really great smoke. Comes in 5 packs, $60. Fantastic from our Colorado Skuro line. Exclusively for the Train Car Cigar Bar in Big Spring, Texas. Gourmet Smoke Session number 12. I'm going to take one more look at the grill cam. It's dark over there. Nothing going on. It's all good.
Oh yeah, that looks amazing. So I might have even overdone that a little bit. I was pushing 700 degrees at some points, but this is amazing. We're gonna taste it out and give it a shot.
I tell you, Brent, I want to try something.
What's that?
Set one little piece of that steak aside for like 10 minutes. Once it hit the oxygen, it's going to turn bright red. So you're perfect medium rare. This is how dry aged beef works. Dry age will bring its color back once it's sat and has oxygen. So if you set one little piece aside for about 10 minutes, it's going to turn bright red.
Oh.
How's it taste?
White